So guys, you might have noticed that I'm a little late on my vlog this week. Really it should be plural vlog since I said I was going to try to get 2 a week done. That didn't really happen during week 2. On the positive side, I'm up to date with word count, which is awesome for me at this point in the month because normally I would have quit by now. If you were keeping to the recommended 50,000 words for this month, then as of midnight on November 17th, 2013, you should be at 28,339 words. I myself am at 28,599, so I am in awesome shape and super proud of myself. Week 2 seems to be the week where most people start to kind of give up. There are a lot of theories as to why this happens. One of them is just that the novelty of week 1 has worn off. All the ideas that sounded really awesome on October 31st and November 1st are starting to wear kind of thin. You're noticing plot holes that maybe you didn't pick up on in your outline phase. Having to actually sit down at the computer and write every day is becoming a real chore. November's not an easy month for a lot of people. You have holiday planning, you have the beginning of Christmas shopping, you might have relatives coming in from out of state. If you're in school, you're probably at the part of the year when you're starting to get a lot of projects. Teachers trying to cram stuff in before you go on holiday break. I'm allowed to say that because I'm a teacher. So it's not easy, and people start feeling the pressure and they start dropping out. And I'm not going to deride someone because they decide that their life is too full in November to complete their novel. Sometimes life gets in the way. It's not always the right time for everything. So if Nano starts taking a toll on your mental health or really interfering with your actual life, then maybe it is time for you to take a break. Try again next year. Totally different set of circumstances. Maybe next year you'll make it. For everyone else who's just kind of complaining that it's getting a little bit hard, for those who are just complaining that it's getting hard to write because there are other things they'd rather be doing or because it's hard for them to focus or because they hit a roadblock in their writing, suck it up and do it. It's not supposed to be easy necessarily. I mean, sometimes the words flow and it's awesome. Sometimes it really requires you to sit down and commit and really just toil through it. If you quit now, you will regret it more than if you stuck it out till November 30th. If you feel like quitting because you don't think you're going to reach 50,000 words by November 30th, then you're missing the underlying point of NaNoWriMo. Even if you sit down every day and get 150 words on paper, that's 150 words that you otherwise wouldn't have done. If you stick with it, even if you don't reach 50,000 by November 30th, you will have something that you wouldn't have had otherwise. And that's worth it. Creating is creating. 50,000 words is a pretty arbitrary number. Supposedly, it's the least amount of words you can have and still qualify as being a novel. That's really not the important thing. If you finish the month out with a 10,000 word story, that's awesome. If you finish the month out with a 5,000 word vignette, that's super cool. If you quit midway through the month, you're going to regret it and wonder what you could have accomplished had you stuck it out. As you can see, I'm hanging out on my bed with my flamingo in my robe. This is actually my Gish West flamingo. He was our team mascot. He was super good this year. I had a great team. For those of you who don't know what Gish West is, by the way, if you're a Supernatural fan, shame on you for not knowing. If you're not, I suggest you look it up. It's super awesome. I'm in my robe because my apartment is freezing cold and also because it's a weekend, yay. And that means that I actually had time to catch up my word count because I was falling pretty significantly behind. When I got home from work on Friday, I think I had words to catch up on. By Saturday morning, I had 3,100 words to catch up on if I just wanted to be on track. And I did it. And I met word count for today, too. So, as I said earlier, I'm actually on track and a little bit ahead, which is, again, awesome for me. I've been doing Nano for over a decade and I've only won once before in 2006, so I'm gunning for this to be my second win. I had this whole list of topics and stuff I wanted to talk about planned out when I thought I was going to do 2 of these a week. And I wound up just not having the time to do the 2 vlogs. So now I'm like, should I try to cram everything into this vlog or should I just, tell you one of the main things that had been a part of one of the overarching themes of one of the vlogs I was going to film? In the interest of not boring everyone to death, I think I'm just going to go with that option and not try to cram everything in. There's still a couple more weeks of Nano left. I'm sure I'll get to these topics at some point, and I'll try to be better about actually vlogging. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was with week 2 wrapping up, and it being the week where a lot of people start dropping out, I'm wondering what it is that keeps you guys going. What keeps you noveling when it feels like it would be just so much easier if you could just turn off the computer, or not turn off the computer, close out the Word program and play a game or watch a TV show or surf Tumblr for 6 hours or whatever. I'll tell you, for me, what wound up happening is being held accountable by other people. I know a lot of people are kind of hesitant to tell friends and family that they're doing nano because they're afraid of being judged in some way. By the way, if your friends are judging you for doing nano, they're, I'm sorry, kind of crappy friends. Thinking you're crazy in a good way is one thing. Actually judging you and telling you you shouldn't do it is totally different, by the way, and that's not really a good friend kind of thing to do. But I digress. So for a long time I was announcing it over the internet on my live journal or on Tumblr or whatever social networking site that I happened to be super active on at the time, and being like, oh yeah, so I'm letting people know I'm doing this, and they're not going to let me fail or quit or whatever. And it's like, it's not that I don't consider those people kind of like my friends, but there's no tangible consequence or really heavily invested emotional consequence if I don't make it. Like, they're not going to shake their head at me and be disappointed, and I have to look at their sad, disappointed faces every day. What happened this year is I had one of the NaNoWriMo flyers tucked into the clear pocket in the front of the binder that I take from class to class with me. And my co-teacher noticed it and said something to me about it, and I told her that I was doing it this year, and then the kids all asked what I was doing. And so, long story short, all of my kids know I'm doing NaNoWriMo, and there is a actively updated word count on the board of the classroom at school, and every day the kids do math to find out how many words I've written since the last time we checked in, how many words I have left to go, and if I'm behind, how far I'm behind by. So, these are kids who I'm trying to teach to enjoy and appreciate the written word. So, not finishing nano because it's hard is not an option for me anymore. Which is kind of cool, you know? It's sad in a way that I need that kind of external stimuli, but if I need it, I need it. It is what it is, and at least this is a way of keeping myself going. So, So is it for you guys? Is it rewards that you've promised yourself? Is it someone breathing down your neck and saying, hey, have you hit word count yet today? Is it just your own willpower, which, if it is, I kind of envy you and wish I had that. But whatever happens to be, I'm interested in hearing. So, until next time, and hopefully next time will be sooner rather than later, I'll try to be better about this. Keep nanoing.